DJ here from PTA. Want to go over a few stocks today. Um, SPY is actually doing pretty good. I like the movement that it's doing. Just hasn't confirmed. As I stated on my last video, the biggest thing is to make sure you get that confirmation. I'm looking for a pullback the previous week high. That's what this gray line is. And then a push away back up to here would be awesome. That'll probably, to me, confirm we may very well be breaking out of a downward trend and going into something more of an uptrend because we got us a confirmation there. That's what I'm looking for. And then, this will be my second confirmation to say that we're definitely breaking out of this trend. So something to think about. Be patient. I know it looks like you got a lot of missed ground, but you want to you want to jump in when everyone else is being confirming that we're going the right way as well. All right, so going over three stocks today. Tblt. I'm also gonna go over Adxn and then RYTM. So TBLT was multi-day runner. It's been running for the last couple of days at least, starting on the 19th, 20th, and the 21st. Now, what you want to do when you're playing this, again, you putting in all your lines to make sure these things are exactly where you need them to be. So this would have played as a key area here. Let's make that, let's see something here. So I probably would have played this as a key area. Let's see something more like there. 435. Let's change that to 435. So 435 play. You got previous month high there, and you can go further up. But this was pretty much the play at that time, was these key areas. That would have acted as a key area at $6 as well. So this is probably where I would have started off at. You probably could have did this as a key area too, just because of the rejection here and right there. And we'll just call that 560. So those are your big areas off of the daily. Going down into the 5 minute. I'm sorry, let's go to the 30 minute first. That line's not supposed to be there. All right, so we're looking at this stock, had a massive pull, push, 435, looked like it was being respected, push. This line here, this yellow line, is previous day high. The light blue line is pre-market high. The green line is what you call a red to green play. That's another key area as well. I would have wanted, like I said, to wait for it to hit some type of support and then call it a day. Realistically, you would have looked at this area here, entry day 470 as a critical area, and then let's zoom down into the 5. I look at the 5 minute, and as you can see, 470 was respected 1, 2, 3 times. So this would have formed your pattern. First leg of the pattern would have been formed here. And let me draw that out for you. So this would have been support. That would have created A, but it came back down to support, so that violates this A. Went back up. This would have been A. Went back to support. So now I got triple support. This would have been considered as triple support for me. New A, pulled back up, went, bounced off of A, and then this would have been B, and you could have squoze in there for C right there. So my trend line would have went just like this, trend line break, because we already know where B was. 1, 2, 3 supports, pop right there. Zoom in on the 1 minute. You probably would have been looking at, let's see something here. Yeah, you probably would have been looking at a break right around here, risking it here. Now looking at the stock, looked like it didn't have a lot of volume. So right here being 485, 477. So you're talking about an 8 cent, maybe 10 cent risk. Nailed it, went back up to 6. Beautiful trade. Again, doesn't have to be a high price stock, just have to have a range. The range was $1. So it has to have a range, have the pattern, have the volume to speak up for it, and then you usually get some fabulous plays based off of that. The next one, let's see something here. Adxn. So Adxn, looking at the daily, pretty much gapped up. So everything above here wouldn't really matter. It'd be down here. So that would have been your high at 190. Or the area of interest would have been 190 for that one. We also had an area of interest right here. And that would have been 425. So pretty much that's it. I mean, you probably could have used 150, which is the closing candle where the buyer stepped in, but the shorts were taking over on that stock. Probably that's all the trend lines I would have drew. The next one here would have dropped on the 30 minute. And you see how right here this 125 was being respected, 150 got bust, and then it kind of just ripped from there. Let's go down to the 5 minute so you can actually see these key areas. So right here, we had a bounce. This would have been a beautiful entry here. Would have been a beautiful entry off the chart. Looking at it, this would have been a great entry to get in right here if you were playing pre-market. It didn't do that. We had us a nice little sideways price action and a jump and then a pop. Technically, you could have played this area, but again, it's real choppy. 163. You like to try to get in where it's safe. The safer bet would have been, could have been here, 190s or whatever, and then shoot back up. Personally, been trading for a while, so I probably would have did it here, risking something very, very small because I'm taking this data off of a smaller time frame. So that bounce be right there about 170, 172. Let it rip, went to 198, pulled back a little bit, and then continue on to 250s. So this range only being 40 cents, not something I would have been jumping over joy for, saying, hey, I want to get in this trade. But, knowing the markets and different things, you take what's there. You take what the market's giving you. Last but not least, RYTM. RYTM is a former runner. Chart looks beautiful. Shout out to all the traders that got in and still holding in the 4s and 5s. It was just phenomenal trading. I'm a trader to get in and out. Trade King is a trader that buys and holds sometimes. So I know, looking at the P&Ls and everything, that he nailed this one pretty good on all the days and did a nice couple of ads as well. So day in question, 21st. This is where drawing your lines again, like I always do, plays the role. So it gives you an idea where the stock is sitting. Get this chart right there. Why? Because we got a big massive pull down right there. We had support, resistance right here. See how it's acting support here, resistance there, big push down. So it's 1350s as well. So I would have played that, looked at this area, 1397, looked at that as 14. This 14 area, you know, this would have probably created a nice supply zone at that point. So let me go back here, get a scoop right here. So rectangle would have been at 1350 and 14. So a 50-cent area. Now let's circle back down to the 30-minute. You can see that area is showing now, and then it broke through and then continue on. Now the way I would have played it was into the area. And what I mean by that is, I'm looking at this chart. We had a massive pull down, pull back here. This would have acted as intraday support right there. $13 would have been intraday support. So, and this is coming off of the larger time frame. Let me remove the supply zone. Give you the raw support and resistance. Now we had intraday support respected. We had us a nice pull back up and then a pull back down into this area. So this right here, this green line would have been a red to green play on that, and then you get a massive pull rip and then a continuation from there. So my entry would have been somewhere here in this area. Just looking at the pattern right there. So I will go back to my minute, because you gotta remember, it looks a little different on a smaller time frame. We got the double tops here, pull back, and again I told you that would have been C coming into there. I probably would have waited, maybe got in here, maybe. Or I probably would have waited for the trend line break over 1350, the 1350 push, the 1340 10 cent, and then you got a nice move on the upside that undeniably you would have been here. You mean 1350 went to 1525 with no ease. So great trade, great phenomenal trade and breakdown of this particular play. I'm hoping to see that it run again tomorrow. Same with TBLT. Looking at those trades, full scope, they definitely would have been great trades to take advantage of on a multi-day basis. So sometimes, you know, there's traders that hold stocks overnight or hold options overnight. There's some that don't. I'm one of those traders that's pretty much flat on everything, unless I throw something on there, a few hundred shares on something, like I got a few hundred shares on Twitter right now, so on and so forth. So as I said, it's not necessarily rule of thumb, but it just depends on your trading style. Some people can't stomach or can't sleep having, you know, the stock market go while they're asleep, or, you know, have positions that they can wake up in the morning and then your account's gone. So it's always good to see people getting the education they need to actually get better at trading. And that's what I always highly recommend with people, and make sure that they understand the processes and things that go about when it comes to trading. All right, guys, Thanks for tuning into this video. If you have any questions, concerns, leave them in the comments section. Click the like button, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And guys, if you are struggling at trading,